Okay, good evening. Good evening. For those of you who are listening in by way of Spreaker and iHeartRadio, the Leadership TKO Station.com's website, and all other podcast platforms, welcome. Lakeisha McKnight is here. Welcome to the Leadership TKO Live Night Show. And we're about to get started and actually go live on Facebook. So let's go ahead and get that done. So good evening, Facebookers. Lakeisha McKnight is here. It is about 7:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am your leadership specialist, wealth mentor, author of a few books, and definitely your friend. Welcome to the Leadership TKO Live Night Show. And so I'm excited to be here on this Thursday. You know, this week is pretty much almost gone. Okay, pretty much. And so I'm looking down just to make sure that all is well with our audio. It's always best to check, make sure that we are good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and verify that. And it looks like we are okay. So listen, welcome to the show. Excited to be here with each and every one of you. This show goes live normally every single night. And normally somewhere around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, depending on what day it is. For example, today we have some amazing training taking place at 7:30. And so I don't want to take up a whole lot of your time that will conflict with that training for those of you who are wealth builders out there. But listen, welcome to the show. And so the purpose of this night show, this live stream, really is to empower leaders like yourself with the ability to win from the inside out, growing your influence, your impact, and your income. Those are the three things, the three areas of focus that we provide here with this particular brand and show. You can always learn more about the brand, learn more about what it is that we offer and the service we provide by visiting www.leadershiptko.com. That's where you can go. And I do want to give you some insight because there are various ways by which you can participate in the show. So number one, like or love the stream. If you have an interest in being a person of influence, if you want to impact the lives of more people, or maybe you just want to grow your income. You're tired of living paycheck to paycheck. You're tired of feeling like, all you're doing is working and coming home and engaging in the same routine. There is a way out. There is a way of escape. There is a better way. And I'm going to share with you how you can plug into that better way a little bit later on. But listen, go ahead and share this out onto your timeline, your groups, your fan pages, wherever you feel led to sharing it. I'm actually about to share it myself. I'm going to share it amongst a few of my business colleagues. So let me go ahead and do that quickly. All right. And then I'm also going to share this on my official fan page on Facebook. So let me go ahead and share it there. And then, of course, lastly, I will share it in a group. There's a group that I'm relatively active in, and so I'm going to go ahead and share it in this specific group. I may share it towards others. You may get this after the fact, but I thank you so very much for those of you who are going to be catching this replay if you're not here live with us. Okay, so let me go ahead and share it in this one group. Perfect. All right. So listen, I'm excited to be here with you guys on tonight. I really, really am. And so I'm going to get straight to the point. At the very beginning of this show, what we normally do is provide some content in the form of leadership development. We like to call it an appetizer before the meal. And so the leadership content, and the reason why we do this is because I truly believe it doesn't matter what field you're in. It doesn't matter whether you are an employee somewhere, whether you're an entrepreneur. We believe that everything rises and falls upon leadership. Okay, the base is the foundation of all of who you are rests upon leadership. And so I am definitely going to give you a couple of nuggets from my latest book. And I know many of you are waiting for the new book, and it is coming out relatively soon. But if you're not familiar with this particular project right here, you might want to go ahead and grab yourself a copy. And when you do order a copy of this book, there will be a special message and perhaps another goodie included, because I do provide a lot of motivational content, audios, and things of that nature. So you might get just a little bit of an extra goodie. So stay tuned. All right. So make sure you grab a copy of this by visiting the website, which is www.leadershiptko.com. That's where you can find out more about, again, this show and this brand. All right. And so I appreciate you all who are going to take a moment to do that, who are going to definitely plug in. And for all of you who've actually done it already, there have been quite a few of you said, you're in the process of reading the book over a second time, because you've gleaned quite a few nuggets. And I do recommend that with really any book, because when you go back and you read that same book a second or third time, you get more content, you get more of the concepts in the book that you may miss the previous time. So many of you know where the influence behind the name of the book came from, and even, of course, the brand itself. Many of you know that I really was influenced and impacted by the Rocky series. I am a diehard Rocky series fan. Yes, if there was a Rockies Anonymous, right? An anonymous group, right? Just for movie watchers and just pulling out the concepts out of it. Yeah, I would probably be in that group. I would. And it's simply because it's really, really a great series to kind of track from someone who was a no one who became someone of great influence, impacting lives across the world. I mean, his story is a story of triumph. We're talking about Rocky Balboa. And I know it was a fictitious character, but please understand that there's many examples of Rockies around the world, and you might be a Rocky as well. All right. And so that's where the motivation and the inspiration, as far as the theme of it came from with this particular book here. And so I'm going to be pulling out a nugget or two from this to just give you a couple of nuggets for leadership development. And so within the second truth of this book, we talk about the importance of the fact that winning leaders, actually build powerful teams. They don't get to where they are by themselves. And we can see that even in the movie Rocky, because he had quite a few people in his corner as support to get him to where he ended up being. And so we talked yesterday about the importance of having a trainer and some of the things that trainers do. But I also want to shift gears just a bit, because I want to tell you there's another person that is in the corner, two people really, that may be kind of like an overlap. You might find that some of these roles may be occupied by the same person, especially when it comes to sports and other industries. And so that particular person would be the cut man. Yeah, I know you're probably like, what is a cut man, Lakeisha? Well, you know how, if you think about, for those of you who watch boxing, you'll understand that, when a person, the boxer, is in the ring and they're getting beat up on quite a bit and they're taking a couple of blows to the face or whatever it may be, they have to go back to the corner after that time frame for that round is complete, and they get bandaged up. They get wiped off. If they got blood on themselves, if they got a cut, whatever it is, any type of physical damage, that cut man is coming over to make sure they seal the deal and protect that boxer. And so when it comes to whatever industry that you're in, it's important to have that type of individual there that will kind of, bandage up, kind of, make sure that all is well and comfort you when you've experienced a couple of blows. Yeah. Whether it be blows that's dealt to you, but from life or from business, it's important to have those individuals in your corner who are like emotional support, physical support for you, if ever needed. It's good to have that confidant, in your corner that you can talk to whenever there's any type of physical, emotional, just a really deep hurt. And so for those who are married, that could be your spouse, right? And, maybe in business, it could just be a really, really transparent type of mentor. Okay. It can be that type of individual as well, but it's important to have that in your life, because again, you never know what cards life is going to deal you. You never know what you're going to experience when it comes to business. And one of the biggest blows that I believe new entrepreneurs, for example, will experience is rejection. Yeah, rejection. And so it is real and it will happen. And so it's important that you have someone in your corner that can kind of support you during those moments, when you're feeling rejected a lot. See, but when you have someone who is relatively experienced, okay, you're used to those blows now. You're like, man, I've been in the game. I've been in the ring for some time now, and I know how this story goes. Yeah, I might get beat up a little bit, okay, but I'm gonna rise back up again, because that's what we do. That's what those who are triumphant, those who are victorious do. They get beat up a little bit, they get knocked down, but guess what? They only use the floor to bounce back up and to get up and to continue the fight. They don't just surrender to defeat. They keep on going. They keep pressing their way on. They don't give in. And that is how we ought to be, whether you're a mom, whether you are an entrepreneur, or in any type of field or endeavor you participate in. Stay in the race. Do not give up. Stay in the fight. Keep fighting. Okay, keep fighting. And that's why we need cutmen, or if it's a woman, a cut woman, okay, in your corner for that support. So get you a cutman. Okay, get you a cutman. Now, of course, yet another person, important person that's in our corner, and it could very well be the same person, and that's a mentor. Okay, I believe everyone can benefit from a mentor. That's why, for example, I have had several. I've had a speaking mentor. I've had an author mentor. Presently, right now, I have a network marketing mentor. I have a leadership mentor. Listen. Okay, mentors are very, very important, and you might have different mentors in different seasons of your life. I've actually had, of course, a physical trainer, right? Now, some people say, well, what do you need with a physical trainer? Listen, and if you're not used to doing a certain thing, you need someone to kind of keep you on course, and of course, to help you to have that schedule that you need. They know what they're doing, and you need that expert in your corner just to get you motivated, kind of like a springboard. And so that's what trainers are there for as well. But when it comes to mentors, of course, I have inside of the book, I've notated quite a few things that mentors should do. Like, for example, I notated that they condition us for the hard tasks. Yeah, mentors condition us, get us ready for those hard, difficult moments. And I can honestly say that Mr. Ty Best, who is my network marketing mentor, he definitely prepares not just me, but many others for those hard moments. Another important point about mentors is that they groom us into pleasant, friendly people, well liked by others. Now, it doesn't mean that there's not going to be people who don't like us, okay? But, as far as developing ourselves as an individual who can be approached, someone, of course, that can establish healthy relationships, mentors should be able to help in that regard. Also, another point that's really important to note about mentors is that mentors also, right, help us initiate changes. And most of those changes actually are initiated from within. Changes for ourselves. Because one thing that I normally share is that change is not change until you've changed. Right? Because there can be some things going on all around us. Yeah, okay. Seasons, these things are going to happen, but it really isn't change for you until you change. So therefore, I say change is not change until you changed. All right? So keep that in mind. Again, they help us initiate change. And it's not good to stay stagnant and to remain the same, because everything is constantly moving. Everything is constantly shifting and changing. Even the skin that you have is constantly shedding. Whether you see it or not, it's shedding. Okay? And so, again, change is inevitable. So just embrace it. Okay? Embrace it. Make sure you're in tune with yourself as the change is manifesting. So, again, very important to note these important people, mentors and cutmen. Gotta have them. I'm telling you, they may overlap. A lot of these individuals may overlap. Your trainer could be your cutman, and it also couldn't be your mentor. So just notate that. I don't want you to think you got to have one here, one there, one everywhere. Listen, it can just overlap, okay? So just keep that in mind. Hopefully you've enjoyed those nuggets there. Didn't want to dwell too much on it, but I do want to transition into the main meal. Now, if you've enjoyed those nuggets, okay, about those important individuals we need to have in our lives, go ahead and share below. Let me know whether you found that to be beneficial. But I'm grabbing my journal. Yes, yes. Many of you know, again, for those of you who are new, maybe just catching this for the first time, I'm sharing what I began sharing over the last couple of weeks is just a couple of golden nuggets from my experience in the network marketing profession. Now, do I know everything? Absolutely not. I don't claim to know all that there is about the network marketing space. But, of course, I've had many, many, many triumphant moments. I've had many, many, many failures, okay, utter failures, right? And, of course, those moments that failed definitely taught me lessons. And it's better that people learn from those moments of failure rather than, of course, making those same mistakes. And so here am I with this information to share with you. Now, I am connected to an e-commerce company. It is not a network marketing opportunity. Okay, got to tell you that. It is not an MLM. I am not connected to an MLM. All right. I am a wealth mentor. I help you establish cash flow, get you some of that residual income coming in so you don't have to keep working until you die. Now, if that's something you want to avoid, you might want to stay tuned. I'm going to give you more information about it. But here's what I want to share with you based on my experience and nuggets that I've gleaned from my present network marketing mentor, Mr. Ty Best, and also my coach, Mr. Michael Delco. Okay, so here's a point that I do want to make. What you want to make clear requests for your own business and personal growth from a coach or someone who is a part of your upline, who is a mentor, and in return, give honest feedback. Okay, give honest feedback to your downline associates. Just being mindful of their objectives. Okay, be mindful. So again, it's all about growth. It's all about disseminating, sharing this information, making sure that everyone is plugged in. Okay, make sure everyone is plugged in. It's all about growth. This industry is about personal growth. That's really what it is. And I like the way that my coaches shared it. They said it's really a personal growth program, but it has a compensation opportunity connected to it. You can be compensated on this journey towards growing yourself. That's essentially what they say. Now, here's another point that I do want to share with you. If you want to really avoid being kind of scatterbrained and not being as focused as you really need to be, and you really want to have, just clarity, okay, you want to really evaluate how to better serve and be served by your team, okay? Evaluate how you can better serve and be served by your team. It's all about service. That is what we do, okay? As people within this profession, we serve others, whether it's your team members, whether it's helping your upline, whether it's, of course, tending to prospects, you're serving people. Also note, the success of our business is really commensurate with our enthusiasm. Okay, so it goes hand in hand with the level of enthusiasm that we have, which in turn really is affected by our personal lives. So therefore, what are some things that we're doing to ensure that our personal lives are healthy so that then it really causes us to have enthusiasm about life and thus be able to help us to have a successful business or professional career. And so all of this is linked together. This is why whatever you do in private, okay, will reflect itself in the public. So if you're not taking care of yourself privately in the comfort of your home, behind the camera, when the camera is not on, when you're not on social media, if you're not taking care of yourself, it's going to reflect itself in your business. That's just the way that it is. I like to think about that song, when what's done in the dark will come in the light. Yes, indeed. Yes, it is. It will come to the light. You can't hide a thing, okay? Or at least it's not going to be hidden for long. Here's another point that I've noted. See, it's only when people can visualize the end result that they will consider actually joining you in business. You see, you can post information about features of your business all day. Like, man, you're going to get this inside of the package. You're going to get that inside of the package. That's awesome. No. What they really are looking for is, what is it going to look like for them? Like, how is the before and after picture going to look like? That's why a lot of people actually do succeed when it comes to the health and the wellness industry, because you can see the before and the after. People want to lose weight. And if they see that if they do a certain thing to lose weight, they're going, okay, that's what I need to do. But we all know when it comes to the health and wellness industry, you have to make that a lifestyle. You don't want to be stuck on a certain substance in order to remain healthy. You want to adjust your lifestyle, what you're eating. Okay, how are you taking care of your mental health All of these really impact your overall well-being. Okay? So again, that's probably for another stream. But what I'm really just trying to tell you, again, is that you need to make sure, okay, please make sure that you're communicating the end result for people. That's what people want. If they're looking for freedom, communicate freedom. If they're looking for, to be able to exit their job, you want to be able to communicate that. All right. Something realistic as well. Not a lot of people are looking to be billionaires. Now, there are some who have bigger visions. Like the vision that I see is just crazy. It sometimes scares me. But you want to make sure that you're really painting that picture of possibility that people are actually looking for. Okay. Here's another point that I do want to make. Okay. When you experience a personal crisis, don't be afraid to include it in your story, okay? Because it really helps to break down the barriers during your presentation and as you're prospecting with people, as you're engaging with prospects. Don't be afraid to talk about the crisis, all right? You all probably seen, and read about my story. I shared my story, and I may share it actually again, where there was a point in time where I had only 11 cents, my husband and I, in our joint checking account. There was a time where we experienced foreclosure. There was a time where we experienced repossession of a car. All of these things, okay? Do you realize that there are many political leaders, I'm not going to mention names, people whom are your presidents who actually experienced bankruptcy quite a few times, but yet they're still multimillionaires and billionaires? It's all about your story. Your story will help you to connect and relate. It lets people know that you're real and that your failures are a part of your success. I'm not afraid. Of course, that lets people know that I am human. Okay, number one, that I have made mistakes, but I've learned from the mistakes. And that's the difference. So listen, I'm glad that you were here to glean this information, and I'm hoping that it's been a blessing for you. If it's been a blessing, let me know below in the comment section. I want to hear from you, okay? Let me know. Also, just a couple of things to let you know that's coming up. At about 7:30, we do have what we call the 5 and 5 training that's going to be conducted by Mr. Bustin' Loose himself, Mr. Al Murray, and he's a world-class trainer. For those of you who are wealth builders, we need to be meeting him over there at goldrocks.info. And make sure you also have the password to join the platform. And for those of you who are trying to figure out, well, Lakeisha, what is it that you do as a business owner? Because I am indeed a business owner. Like I said, I'm a wealth mentor, which is connected to the business that I run. Now, I help people to get on the fast track to freedom. You don't have to worry about a 40-year plan of working on somebody else's job, or some people call it plantation, right? Being capped at a certain salary or hourly wage. Knowing that you deserve more. If you know that you deserve more, maybe you're just like, Lakeisha, look, I'm satisfied with my job. That's fine. If that's what you believe God has called you to do, so be it. But for those of you who are looking for more, if you really want to live a better lifestyle, if you want to leave a legacy for your family, you want to make sure you get back with me or the person that shared this stream with you. We'll be happy to give you information on how to plug in. And I'm going to give it to you right now, how to plug into a presentation that's going to share with you what I am connected to, as well as my colleagues. You see, the presentation is going to really answer a lot of questions. Now, if you're trying to figure out, well, Lakeisha, is there any cost to what it is that you do? No. What we did, how we started it, was absolutely free and making money as you sign up and as you register for free. This is a resource that's going to activate 6 streams of income. It's going to get you on the path to financial and time freedom. So if you want to be in a position where you can make money while you sleep, you will want to be on this presentation that's happening at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so the way, again, to join this presentation, you need to download the Zoom app. After you've downloaded the Zoom app at 9, make sure that you go to goldrocks.info. Again, that's goldrocks.info. And then make sure to get the password, because the platform is password protected. So inbox me or whoever shared this with you and we'll get the password to you. But I invite you to join in because you will see how this system, this resource has helped to transform my husband and I, our lives, so that our kids will never need to work a job. Okay? Never need to work a job. So listen, I thank you so very much for watching this episode of the Leadership TKO Live Night Show. We'll be back tomorrow night, God willing. We'll be here at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so until then, I encourage each and every one of you to think, to speak, and to live leadership. Good night, everyone, and God bless.